Hey guys, so I'm doing a voiceover for you guys today instead of doing music. I hope that you guys can hear me okay. I apologize in advance for any background noise that you may be hearing as my kids are at home and my son is still awake and playing. So yes, so my eyebrows are already done. I did my eyebrows off camera and cleaned them up. I just applied the Benefits Professional Primer to my face, and I'm going into my eye makeup with the ColourPop California Love palette, which is one of my faves. I'm a total earthy tone kind of girl, showing you guys the swatches I did of the glitter. So yeah, I love the earthy tone. So the California Love ColourPop palette is one of my favorites. If you like the earthy tones, that's definitely a palette I would recommend. I just going in now on my eyelids and putting the MAC 24 Hour Eye Base to prime my eyelids before I get started with my eyeshadow. So just patting that on the lids, that sets within a few seconds and is ready to start applying the eyeshadow. I'm pointing at these two colors, so those are the two that I'm going to start with. I'm doing them, I'm mixing them, so I'm dipping the brush into both of them at the same time, and then I'm going to apply them to my lid with a big fluffy brush, just because there's no precision. I'm not doing a cut crease or anything like that, or trying to just get the corners done or anything. I'm doing just a full lid color. So I take my fluffy brush and just kind of blending outwards and getting the color all over my eyelid. Just taking it, stretching it out a little bit at the corners of my eyelid. I tend to like that look. Being that I'm getting a little old, okay, I like that stretched out look. Just makes me look younger and all of that good stuff. Bow. So yeah, so just keep going in with the same two colors. So I'm just building up the color and the intensity of the color right now. So I'm still going in with the same two colors. I don't know, for whatever reason, I just had to pause. But yeah, so just going in with the same two colors, just building it up, making it more intense, blending it outwards. And now I'm going to be going in with those three colors. So now I'm dipping my brush into all three colors and then going in. So it's going to intensify it, make it a little, the third color is going to make it a little bit deeper. So that's what you want. So just going in now, blending outwards, and there you have it. There's a full lid. Do. The full lid is pretty simple. It's, if you're a beginner just learning how to do makeup, I'd probably recommend trying a full lid look. It's simple and easy. So the light orangey color I just pointed to, I'm taking a narrow blending brush, and I'm just going on the outer parts of the blending that I did with the other colors, just to give it an illusion so that it's going from darker to lighter. So that's going to go closest to my brow. And now I'm just going in with the same other three colors, and I'm just intensifying the actual lid itself. So that is that. Pretty simple. And the glitter that I just pointed to, I'm just applying it with my finger, nothing crazy or, cutting the crease or nothing like that. I just simply dip my finger in the glitter and I'm just patting it onto the lid, just to give it some dimension, just because without the glitter or without a liner or anything, it's just a colored lid, which can be fun when you pop some lashes on, but the glitter just kind of adds a dimension. And as I said, I am inspired by somebody's look today, and the look that I'm inspired by, she actually has glitter on the eyelid as well. So that's why I went in with that. Now I took that gold color, the gold shimmer color that I just pointed to, and I'm going to be applying it to highlight underneath my brow bone. So just like that. Not anything too harsh, just something so that it catches the light and highlights that brow bone. And there you have it. So now I'm going to go in with my face routine. So I'm going in with my Bobbi Brown foundation stick first. I just like to use this. I use MAC's Face and Body foundation. face and body, yeah. And it's really light and sheer. Anybody that uses it knows. So I just do my Bobbi Brown foundation stick first. It just gives a little extra coverage, but knock on wood, right now my skin is actually cooperating, so I don't have too much to hide or too many blemishes to hide at the moment. My skin is cooperating, so yeah. So I just took a wet one, guys, and I just put it over my finger, and I'm just cleaning up the corners of my eyeshadow. So just creating a nice clean look at the bottom, and any glitter that fell out that's underneath. I'm just cleaning that up now. Then I'm gonna go in with the rest of my face makeup. So now I do the MAC face and body. Once I've blended out my Bobbi Brown foundation stick foundation, then I go in with the face and body, and I just kind of dab it all over in dollops. In case you guys are wondering why I don't just actually squirt the bottle on my face. I actually bought C3 when I bought the big bottle, and it turns out like it's wintertime right now, so I'm so pale. So I actually ended up being a C2. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be tanned pretty soon in the summertime. So I don't want to go out and buy a whole bottle of C2, so I just grabbed a couple samples of the C2 face and body for myself from work. So now I'm just going to go in and blend, 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 blend. I like to use the Beauty Blender just because I find that it picks extra product up and whatnot. So I did skip ahead, guys. So I have put on my contour. So I use the Anastasia Beverly Hills foundation stick. I'm not too sure which shade it is. I'll have to double check. But I just use that on the forehead and my cheeks, just down my nose area. And I blend it out with that brush. Now I'm just going in with my concealer. This is the Maybelline Age Rewind, I believe. I just use a little bit of that. Just do the usual areas under the eyes, nose. This is the MAC 24 Hour Studio Fix Concealer. Amazing, amazing. One of my go-tos, holy grails. Love it, love it, love it. So now back to the Beauty Blender. As I was saying, I like to use my Beauty Blender. I find that with the brushes, you get a lot more of a heavier look, whereas with the Beauty Blender, I like it. I find it picks up a bit of the extra product, and I just like the finished outcome with the Beauty Blender. It just looks a lot more blended into the skin. So now just blending, blending, blending. Sometimes I end up putting a little bit too much concealer under my eyes, especially when my skin is having a good skin moment, and I don't really need that much. So again, with the Beauty Blender, it's great. You just go in and just dab, dab away, and it ends up picking up extra product. So my advice would be people that are starting out, beginners just doing makeup, beauty blenders are probably ideal for you guys. I'm not saying that brushes aren't. I guess it also depends on your hand, right? Like some people might work easier with brushes, some people might work easier with a beauty blender. But just from experience, I find the Beauty Blender for beginners is usually the easiest for them to kind of work with. But it's always best when you're starting out to use both. Don't just only use a Beauty Blender. Don't just only use a brush, because then you're just gonna get used to that one particular thing. So now, guys, I'm going in and I'm gonna bake with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Loose Powder in the shade Banana. And I'm just going into my Beauty Blender, taking out any creases from under my eyes before applying. And I'm using my MAC fiber brush to apply the powder. I find that with this brush, it gives it a really, really silky, smooth finish underneath the eyes. I had a whole ordeal with underneath my eyes, and I couldn't get it to look nice and smooth, and it was a whole thing. I'm going to do a YouTube video about it and talk about it in more detail, but not here, not now. Let's stick to, what we're doing. So anyways, just baking in all the areas. I also put the loose powder anywhere where, like, around my mouth area always tends to end up like not creasing, but like I get greasy there. So I just run the loose powder in those areas as well. Now I'm using my NYX Contour Highlight Palette just to go in the contoured areas and set those areas. And I'm using a angled brush just to get into those angles a little bit more precisely, so that I'm not getting the the dark brown powder everywhere. It just helps you be a little bit more precise with the powder. So just getting it all in there, shading. I go up on my cheeks a little bit, just as I was saying earlier. I'm so pale right now, guys. So I like to add a little bit of color, make myself look nice and warm. So I do go with up onto my cheeks a little bit. Now I'm taking a smaller, fluffier brush and just taking the same powder, going along my nose. Sometimes I wet contour my nose, but to be honest, my nose is so small that I don't really, I never used to contour my nose before. I do it now more so just for pictures, and you get a certain type of look and illusion with the nose contouring. But when I do it, I do prefer powder over the cream contour on my nose, just because I don't know, there's not much to contour there anyways. So now guys, I take my Studio Fix powder by MAC in NC42 shade, and what I like to do is I like to blend everything. So now that I've highlighted, I've contoured, I've used my baking, I'm baking in the light areas, and I have my dark contour. I take this powder and I just blend everything so that there isn't some like crazy harsh lines, or certain areas are super light and super dark. I just take the Studio Fix, MAC Studio Fix powder NC42, and I just blend everything out with a big fluffy powder brush. And I just go down my neck. I do not use foundation down my neck. I just blend it down with my beauty blender, but I do not actually apply foundation on my neck. I just pull it down, and then I just pull down my powder as well just to blend. And I am going in with a Milani blush. I'm not sure of the shade, guys, but I'll have to link it in the details below, just because I'm not too sure off the top of my head what this shade is called. But it's just a softer, has a little bit of a peachy tone, kind of just to go along with my eye makeup. So yeah. So I just applied that lightly. I don't want a crazy blush look. So coming together now, I'm using my Morphe highlight in the shade Extra. This is like the shit, guys. Like, it is the best highlighter ever. Like, I'm hardly touching it. I don't have to wet my brush. I don't have to like wet my face, like nothing. Like, you just go in with it and it's insane. So I love it. That's one of my go-tos as well. Just going back in after doing the highlight with a little bit more of the blush. So I did stop and I did my mascara, and I am applying my lashes. So there's one lash done, other lash done. Boom, boom, boom. I'm just adjusting it now. My corners were being such a pain in the ass today. So I am just trying to press the corners when applying lashes, guys. My best advice is to just be as close as you can to the mirror, slide the lashes down your natural lash, and stick one corner, whether it be in the center. I find that sticking the end is the easiest, and then as it gets tacky, just stick the corners. Now I'm going in with my lips, which I'm using MAC Cork lip liner, and I use the Fenty Beauty lip gloss in the shade Milk. And then the Anastasia Beverly Hills, I show you guys that it's like a gold one, but unfortunately the sticker fell off the bottom of the lip gloss, so I no longer know what the shade is of that one, but it's like a goldy color. So I mix that in with the Fenty Beauty. This is a Fenty Beauty Milk one that I was saying. That alone, the cork and that, it was such a beautiful combo. But I did pop this gold in there, which I don't know the shade. I'm sorry, guys, the sticker fell off. But I do pop that in there just to keep it with the theme of the eyes and everything else. So just mixing it all up, blending it all up. Going in with my liner. I do line just a little bit outside of my natural lips because, I want a little fuller lips. Who doesn't, right? So there we go, guys. That is the finished product. I hope you guys like it. It was a quick video today. The look was quick and easy and fast. I hope that you guys are inspired to try it yourselves. Bye, loves.